experience this time. Bodyguards! Where are the bodyguards?
Until the torch is lit. Benefit from reading.
Oh, don't worry. I have prepared it all. I have prepared it all.
Benefit from reading.
Bodyguards! Where are the bodyguards? The ingredients will earn said it was very effective. Please believe me. Ow! Ow!
The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
I forgot I was recording this morning. So PvP in R99 is basically completing Limbo the fastest. Well, winning and beating it the fastest. That is what R99 PvP is. There was a creator of the name of Turtlelax who used to host it. But he has moved on to another game. And hence why I said revival. Because it's been a while since the participants of that PvP have been able to play it. It was good, Coco. Yeah, no, I saw it. See me a sec. Let's see, so you said your first opinion on making a PvP event is just including 2 to 3 bans from each side, so one person can ban 2 to 3 units, and the other 2 to 3 units depending on the owner and how they want to make the event. I highly recommend giving the ability to let 2 bandits, to let them ban 2 units at the very least. Also grant them a chance to skip bans if they want to, and freely use whatever units you want. That way people can have more chances of playing, such clearing and such. Finally creating separate brackets for free-to-plays like spinners and whales. Yeah, so Slick, so the reason why we did it, I'll tell you that, Coco. So the reason why it was never be able to split is because of participation. Trust me, we wish we could have brackets, but like, I'm not gonna do a separate bracket if there's like 8 people. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all of the extra effort to do that, which is why there was a universal ban set, because there's just not enough participators. Like, that's just, you know, just being honest. You need more participators of the PvP to really make it happen. Yo. So the 1.61 plays like a regular roguelike. Yeah, I know I have viewers, but I don't know if they'll all participate. Like, that's asking everyone to participate. Some people just watch, you know? I'm looking back at my old streams. Oh, yeah. So I have it all up here. Okay, let's turn this mode down. And let's listen to old Lucky Lux talk. Oh, I guess I could turn background sound off. I don't want to just regurgitate what's on a wiki. Esto. Their team comp has 2 6-stars in it and a P5 5-star. Like, you know. So is it really like the other teams? Is it? Oh, we won it. Yo. Okay, let's see. Let's go gambling. Let's see if I can get the beginning
chance of losing or
of making the team. All right.
That's what a lot of.
So this is so we're leading up to the PvP.
They rushed to jump into Power World.
So this is Echoes on the Mountain.
Really good right now.
So you have rewards. Let me see if I can back. But you have rewards basically that you can build up to. And
Sticking with it. Which I think
basically there's separate levels of like level 1, 2, and 3. The higher the level, the more points that you get once you complete it to advance. So like let's say there's 50,000 points. You complete a run at level 1, it gives you like 2,000. And let's say level 2, 4,000, level 3, like 8,000 or something like that, right? So the higher the difficulty, the more points you get to get to that total of all the rewards.
Get better over time.
So here we are going into it. So you see here, there's levels. There's level 1. This first level, bro, I could make this a video. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, so this first level, enemies are going to be a lot easier to fight, but it'll let you do balance mode. So balance mode is where it'll upgrade your units to a certain point. So it'll take your 2, 3, and 4 stars up to I2 level 50, and it'll give them R10 for their residence. Now you can't set that residence just like in balance mode. And then for your 5 and 6 stars, it'll take them to I3 level 20, R12, and also it'll level your side cubes up to level 60 as well. All portraits matter. And if you have your residence set, it will use that pretty much. And so, and you have your different difficulties. Level 2, level 3, they don't let you use your own characters. All right. So here is the team building part. So you can set up 8 characters. The 4 on the left is going to be your actual team. So you can see here when you first start off, this is a very important part. It limits how basically high they start off with, right? So a lower rarity character will start off at a higher level because they have they start off stronger, but they cap earlier, if you get what I'm saying, right? So you have 5-star characters that are going to start at I2 level 10 with 4 residents, and then a 6-star character will start at I1 level 40. And if I were to have a 4-star character, 3-star character, they'll start higher. But 6-star characters start off a lot weaker. So you'll have like a really weak early game if you have like a full team of 6 stars, right? On the right, this will be like your backup team. You can set those units. You can also borrow unit as well. And then you have also, wait, no, I gotta do this over. You can't borrow a unit. I'm confusing all of my stuff. So in this part here, you can set up your team. So your team on the left is going to be your active team. This is going to be your backup team. You can set all of your side cubes. You need to set the side cubes up before you proceed. So even if you're unsure of what side cubes you want, you can just put all the side cubes that you think you're going to use. And again, it levels them up. As you proceed through the roguelike, you'll be able to upgrade the levels of these characters.
Because I also pull on that game, but I'm definitely not gonna.
All right, so
fail on that game.
combat's gonna proceed as normal. It's just gonna be 4 team members. You fight with that whole 4 team throughout the game, which is why we always stress on 4-player content, because that's just mostly in the game. It's gonna be 4-player content. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find. Oh, there we go. All right, and once you've concluded battle, it'll take you to another screen for the roguelike. So here you're able to make decisions on your team. So this is going to be your rewards here. And then this part here goes to this meter at the top. So you have items that you grab, and then this fist right here. This is where you're able to power up your team and level them up. It does cost points to level them. And so that's there with the eyes where I grab my items. So you'll have 3 items to choose from. Of course, mine was in CN, so I had to translate. But when you're in, you have floppy disks, which can be added to items to improve the effect of the items that you have. So you can kind of use the floppy disk to merge items and give them either a new effect or a bonus to the effect that they have. Just have to let this one play out. This will all be fixed in post. All right, and so with the fist, this is where you're able to upgrade your characters. So we have a cost here. So it's 17. So you can see here that it costs 10 to upgrade our units. And so if I upgrade a 5-star character, I can take them from I2 level 10 to I2 level 30, improve their level to level 30, and then improve their resonance to level 6. Right, so each character will have a different value. As you can see here, a 6-star character goes from I1 to I2, and you know, I2 level 30, res 6. And this is why it's a little important to, when you're setting up your characters, remember, like, 6 stars end up being I1. So if you're doing those harder difficulties, there is a chance that you could set yourself up wrong, because you got to make sure that, can my character work at I1, which is why you have 8 characters, because you're going to use some characters to sub out. Now, of course, during the roguelike, you can get an additional unit to use. You can swap out units, and if one of them dies, you can revive them back. But try to have, like, keep in mind that you're wanting your team to, like, progress, like, as you're building from, right? So if you're using a debuffer, let's say instead of using Shemaine right off the bat, you're like, okay, I'll use Bjorn Bloom. Instead of bringing Tooth Fairy, maybe you'll bring Yenny, or go even further down and use that other plant healer that I just lost. I'll fix that in post. Let me see, what other parts? Give me a second, stream. All of this is old AF. Right, and so as you're traveling through the roguelike, you'll have different paths that you can take. You have some that'll be an easy path that also tells you the enemies, the afflatus that they have. So you'll have some that have the spider mark, which is going to be battles, and then this one that looks like a stairway is going to be a path. If you've played any game like Slay the Spire, if you played like Monster Train, any other roguelike, there are some that are paths that'll give you decisions that you decide between, or you just have a straight up battle that you'll go through. And so from there, wherever your team is looking, you can make a decision. And so you just select the battle, go into the battle. You check the path, you take the other path. and then I'll fix the other off stream. But anyway, stream, we're back. What's good? Yeah, not having to translate everything will be amazing. So, Coco, Lux's old streams are like a gold mine. You can get a lot of info in advance. Yeah, like honestly, yeah, actually, since I'm a YouTube streamer, they all stay on my channel. So like, you can just go back and look. Like, if you ever have time, like, you could just go back and look. And all of my, like, I have more info in my live streams and my videos, just because, like, a lot of stuff just happens in the moment. But, yeah. Got a lot of stuff there. Lux is blushing now. Oh. Go-to guy. Don't make me blush. Bro, I just be doing stuff, bro. That's it. I just be doing stuff. I just be playing this game, man. I log into my game with the email and password just like y'all, bro. We're pretty much the same, you know? There's PvP? No. All right, so let me explain to you what R99 PvP is. So there used to be a gentleman. Well, it used to be. There still is a gentleman by the name of Turtle Lags. I'm gonna pull up his channel here in a second. There was a gentleman by the name of Turtle Lags. Funny enough, he's actually right here. He used to make R99 content. Now he is an AFK Journey lad, which AFK Journey's been doing him well. He's almost at 2K subscribers. He started off with hardly any subscribers when he started, and he's enjoying himself, right? There's nothing wrong with people enjoying themselves. But if you go... Dang, he doesn't even have a playlist. Oh, there he goes. There's a playlist for R99. If you go back in the man's channels, he used to play this game a while back. And... let's see. He had his PvP somewhere. Let me see his latest PvP because we fixed it up. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is when I was with, yeah, this is when I was with him. So the way that he set it up, we would talk, everything like that. He also did one with Steam Bun too. Steam Bun did the, I can't remember. Okay,
sweet. I think the stream is
He, I think it was the Asian, the JP one, right? So he had it set up as a tier list, right? So you had your picks and bans. So the old way that we used to do it is that we had we didn't have a way to separate it between yo, what's good? What's good, CJ? So my boy, bro, if y'all want Wuthering Waves content, Skull CJ is a content creator. He makes tons of Wuthering Waves content. His channel's been blowing the fuck up. He used to be called Death Gun. If y'all remember, if y'all were at my channel with TOF, he was Death Gun, but he has changed his name. He felt like Death and Gun wasn't a really good marketable name to have. So he changed his name to Skull CJ. He's doing Wuthering Waves content. He's a Calcharo main, but he makes content for Wuthering Waves. I'm not playing it as serious as him, but go support him if you want that content. So there wasn't enough people to separate the brackets to have like, okay, free to plays, light spenders, and whales. So what we did is that we had it to where if you were a whale going or a spender going against a non-spender, the non-spender would have more bans to basically go against, like to have more bans to use, right? and then the other person would have like less. So we could say like whale would have like one like ban, maybe two, if that, and then the free to play would have like three, right? Because like most people have characters built. So like my account, some would say is a whale, but it's not really because I haven't spent in like 3 patches. So like I'm kind of dropping down to low spender. So like mine would be low spender, but then someone would be like, but you have all these I3s, but I don't buy stuff like that anymore. So but the whole thing is that not many people have characters I3. Now, of course, I don't have all of my like, I don't have all my characters with like crazy resonance, right? Like I think the only character who's like welled out is this one. But you know, the reason is because some of you maybe have like this line, and we didn't want people banning too many characters to where people can't complete limbo, right? The bans is always what made it difficult because there were some PvPs where people just couldn't complete anything, right? So
And then
as you proceed,
go ahead.
you would pretty much have
Now
you're
you
picking bands, so people would pick characters and then set up their band. So this was back in 1.4. So we had where like not two, but 37 couldn't be banned because she was brand new. So if we did it for 1.6, I would probably have the rule be like, hey, Joe can't be banned because everyone's gonna want to use their Joe. Okay. Now the weird thing with that is that there are free to plays or low spenders who P5'd, P3, P2'd their Joe, and so it'll be weird going against a P0 person, but hey, they're still free to play. So I can't really do anything about it, but I knew that was going to come up. I was telling Turtle about it. I said when I was like, when 1.6 comes around, people are going to have these P5 Joes as a free to play, and they're going to be doing what whales can do. But anyways, so when we get to the matches, so pretty much the way it was set is we have the person who's competing. So I think this was still Sunsick. He would screen share. So this is all done in Discord. You would screen share, and we would watch
Thank you, Lucky.
their gameplay.
All right, sweet.
And so what you're trying to do is get a quick but complete run of Limbo.
In 1 second, I am getting.
And so that was the whole point, is that you wanted to complete it very quickly. And then, you know, you'd have your opponent go, so that was 6 real. They would compete and get everything done. And that was the PvP. And so they would do you would do 6-1, see what they do, and then 6-2. And then pretty much take the total rounds. So like let's say Sunsick did 8 rounds, 6 real did 7. And then on for 6-1, and then on 6-2, let's say it took Sunsick 10 rounds, and then it took 6 real I don't know, 10, right? So 6 real would have the least, so he would be the winner. Pretty much. That's what would happen. But that's how it was run. Sure, P5 so that means a free to play. Look, bro, it's a P, like I understand a P5 Sotheby doesn't really help. I'm just saying I'm low spender now, bro. So what I have in mind, well, so with bringing it back, because I already talked to Turtle, the where it comes in is like usually the ban system is what like becomes like, because the game isn't super competitive, but like typically ban systems are used to trip people up, right? So like characters that couldn't be banned was like healers, because if you ban someone's healer, then like most like, which is like, you know, free to plays, they can't really do anything, because like usually the games that have this system are MOBAs where there's 100 characters and people have everything unlocked, or it was content creators who did it in like Star Rail and they had all the characters. So like when people don't have all the characters, there's like less like things you can do, because typically you just let people just ban whatever they want to try to trip up their opponent to give themselves an advantage, right? But I know that with it being a gacha game and then also having free-to-play players, it makes it harder, because like somebody could just be like, all right, I'm gonna ban 6 and then I'm gonna ban 37, so that's 2 bans. And then now this free-to-play player, they're like, oh well, I don't know what I can do, right? Because like, let's say their whole account was based off of that, and like I just banned like 25% of their whole account. But I do like what I do like. I like the new system, like what they have in the roguelike. So in the 1.9 roguelike, they have a system. Kino, thank you for bringing this up. Yeah, so it caps the not the portraits, but it caps the stars that you can use. But again, this kind of hurts free to plays. But maybe I can find a way to work a system like that. So like, let's say the star cap, instead of being able to have a full 6-star team, maybe it has you use 5 stars and 4 stars. But the problem is like Jaka brought up a good point. I think he streamed yesterday. Jaka is a person who doesn't build 5 stars because he's like, they're a waste of resources. And I'm like, there's a lot of people who don't build 4 and 5 stars who play this game. So that's not a perfect system either. And then if I do have that system that limits people for stars, some people might only have a 2-man team. Now, of course, that would just be the rules, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things to consider, because like, I'm gonna be honest, y'all free to plays are hard to find a balance for, like, because not every free to play is equal. Like, some of y'all have an account where you've built up some 5 stars, and you don't have like all level 60 characters. Some people have all level 60 characters, but then they only have like 6, like, because they spent all of their resources, right? Because a lot of people are like, because one person complained the other day, they were like, the problem with this game is there's no stamina to build up characters. And I'm thinking in my head, I feel like the stamina is fine, but then I'm like, oh, I don't level 60 all of my characters. Even when I build up double, triple the amount of characters as people, I don't level 60 them. I wish others would see my, you know, point of view, but like, people are farming dust and sharp all day, which is why I'm like, oh, that's why y'all can't level up characters. Y'all taking characters to level 60. So some free-to-plays have P5, 2 yeah. It would still be the, well, the region would be, well, it doesn't really matter the region. I think he, Turtle was compensating for, like, time or whatever. But, like, I'm gonna be honest, I can't compensate for most of y'all's time. One, I'm a parent, so I have a limited time, anyways. And then, like, 2, like, my time is never perfect with everybody's. Because, like, even Turtle, like to do it for him, I had to be up like at 6, 7 a.m. and I'm not gonna do that again. Like the only time I'm ever gonna be up at like 4 or 5 a.m. is when Blue Pocket's like, yo, we have a live stream, can you host it or whatever. Other than that, I'm not gonna be up for my own content at 6, 7 a.m. to accommodate for everyone in the world. So that's the other thing that comes into play. Said one other content creator I watched suggested using only characters from OG standard before 1.0. Yeah, but not many people have those characters built either. Like guaranteed, a lot of people don't like the thing is that I don't want people to build a character just for like PvP and then never use them, right? Because not a lot of people have an Eternity built, a Regulus built, a Druvis built, an Anan Lee built, or a Voyager, Centurion. So like not a lot of people have those characters built. A Knight, most of them just ignore them. If Blue Block were to do PvP, they'd have to free trial characters for everyone like they do sometimes in story mode. Well, like that's where like if balance mode existed, somewhere, then well, or like in something that we could use, it would make it easier, right? Like, but like I'm not gonna PvP roguelike because the roguelike took like 30 minutes. I'm not gonna, like, one match would be the whole stream, so obviously we're not gonna do that. And it like Limbo makes it like easier, but it's just that it just comes down to like how to balance like the picks and bans, because like if we don't have a pick and ban system for the PvP, then people are just using like whatever and there's no challenge for it. It's not really PvP, it's just watching people do Limbo. No, Weaves, it's in my head, it's not crazy, but I'm trying to consider everything. Because like if I were wanting to have fun with PvP and be like, okay, I can sacrifice some resources to have an unorthodox unit that I'd never use to beat PvP, right? Like I wouldn't mind doing that, right? Like there's no way someone, like I'm in my head, I'm like, there's no way someone's gonna be like, well, I'm a ban Lucky's like I2 level 50 R10 the Fool. Like no one's gonna do that. But like, you know, I have a character like that built. Someone might build might ban my Sotheby, but like, you know, well, like, you know, there's like, that's why I mean I just like using multiple units. Ban Lucky's Ezra. My Ezra's not that bad. If you were trying to like, if you were trying to compete against my CN account, then like that's a whole different story. But yeah, nah, man, I wish like so that's the which is why I streamed my brainstorming of it, that way I could get some ideas. But yeah, Weebs, the star, like limiting the amount of stars seems like the way to go, and I feel like I feel like that's the way I would probably do it. Like if I made a limit, let me see. So like, let's say I did a limit of 15, right? Well, let me see. How did the roguelike do it? A 6-star was 4. A 6-star was 4. A 5-star was 2. And 4 and below was 1. And so, like, if I wanted to have your max be like 10, you could do 2 6-stars and a 5-star. Or you could do 3 5-stars and a 6-star. Like, if for those of you who haven't seen the roguelike. Yeah. Like, see, that would make sense. So if you wanted to do... So if I made the limit 10, you could only do... Yeah, so you could do 2 6-stars with a 4 and below. Or you could do a team of a 6-star, 3 5-stars. Yeah, something like that. I think it's a good option at least, and for people who can full clear limbo already, and a real downside to level some other units for fun. Yeah. Just trying to brainstorm. Because, like, if you're a free-to-play, like, and we're doing... Like, I mean, Limbo's not that difficult anymore. But beating it with 2 units and a 4-star, like, I don't think that's asking a lot. Because at most for a free-to-play, you're just going to have 1 weak link. Like, you're still able to bring... Well, if we had the pick and ban system, that might make it different. But it would probably be, like, less bans, obviously. But, like, if you brought Joe... Or, let's say... Huh. Although that could be weird. Because, like, so for instance, if you're running plant and you're like, okay, I have my Jessica, then somebody would want to ban Sotheby, but we had where healers can't be banned. Not letting people ban healers means, like, they're just gonna be, like, I want healers to be banned, and then it would have, like, it would have people have to use, like, La Source, or Balloon Party, or maybe it could be like you can ban 1 support and 1 DPS. I wasn't gonna mention every single healer, okay? Like, I couldn't find DK. I don't even know where she's at. Oh, she's right there. Maybe, like, ban 1 support and 1 DPS with the limit, like, the limit of the stars. So then, like, because banning support means either you ban a healer or you can ban either a healer or someone like Shemaine, or you can ban like Six or Ezra for the support. You could ban like Bjorn Bloom, Annan Lee, Necro or somebody, and then you can ban 1 DPS. But I mean, Bjorn is still a support at the end of the day. Even if she does damage, she's not a DPS. She's not a DPS. Because then someone would make the argument, well, 37 is a support. She's like a support on my team. No, she's a DPS. Banning healers is not as bad as we go up in patches. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I think that's the best way to go about it. Like, I think that's the best way to go about it because, like, now we have options. Like, most people just got Yenny. Some people have Desert Flannel. Some people have Medicine Pocket, Tenant, Apple, if it brings you to it. You have Necrologist, Balloon Party, DK, Lasource, Druvis if it's all plant, Tooth Fairy still. You can run 6. You can run Ezra. Like, there's a lot of ways we have now where you can keep your team alive. Also, if it comes down to it, you also have Psy Cubes that you can use for your team to help out with healing. Dang, I have a lot of gluttonies. You have other options that you can use to help out your healing. You still have her second life as well to give you that little bit of healing as well. Yeah, PvP is the only time less meta characters. So I think I like that. Time to max amp for second life. Yo, for real. I think I like that idea. Limiting stars, limiting the amount of stars you can bring. Nice. And doing a 1 DPS, 1 support ban system. That way someone can't ban 2 of your DPSs or all of your supports. And then someone could, like, if someone wanted, they could kind of like, you know, do interesting teams, because like in some people's, Anna and Lee might be the DPS where they ban Jessica and they're like, I didn't need Jessica anyways because Anna and Lee was my plant DPS with Picure and Bloom, right? Like, this could create more interesting teams. Or you could just have like me, if someone tries to ban my Jessica and stuff like that, then I'm like, I still got Druvis and Sasuke, bro. Like, so I think that's where it creates like a little bit more interesting stuff to happen. But like, I can't, like, the whole thing is like, I just obviously can't accommodate and make everybody happy. And like, once that's understood and we get the rules done, like, I'm not gonna change them because I can't make everybody happy. And as long as everyone knows that, then we're fine.
Hello there.
The moment of silence.
All right, Coco.
Benefit from reading.
But I think I'm liking that idea. I don't know if y'all have any. I don't know if y'all have any other ideas, but yeah, giving a point system to the characters, like the 6 stars is 4 points, 5 stars is 2 points, 4 stars and below as 1 point, and making the max cap like 10. So at max you can do 2 6 stars, and you'd have to do a 5 star and do a 3-man team, or you can do a 4-man team with 4 5 stars, or you could do a 6 star with 3 5 stars, right? I think that's a decent system. And then if you're gonna ban something, you can ban 1 DPS and 1 support. You can ban whatever you want. Now, I think with banning, if each person bans 2 characters, a DPS and support, like, let's say we had Joe go, right? Like, Joe is gonna be obviously see, what's gonna be funny is everyone's gonna ban a Joe, which means no one can use Joe, which means it's gonna be a PvP with no Joe. And some people, like, that's, and I'm gonna, if people did it that way, then they're gonna be like, well, dang, I wanted to use Joe, but this person banned it. So then they're gonna have to use like a different team. And that's where it's gonna be, with having more characters, that's where it's gonna be interesting, because if you ban Joe and then ban 6, well, that's what I'm trying to think of the ban system. I think I'm good on the the layout for the team. I'm trying to think of the ban system. Because if you put a ban up, it bans it for everybody. That's what I'm used to. So what I'm saying is if someone bans Joe, then it's going to be a whole PvP of no Joe for a very long time. Like, up until, like, Winsong times. But it'll be hilarious. Because, like, a lot of people will try to bring their strong Joes in, and it's going to get banned. So I think I would prefer it that way. And be like, oh, dang, bro, your Joe got banned? Well, they're like, well, that's all I had. Well, yeah, it's gonna be that way. I mean, there'd be 4 total bans. And it would only be 2 DPS banned and 2 supports. Because they would ban, it would be banning 1 DPS and 1 support. So it's not like you can just ban like all DPS and then that person can't use anything. I think it still keeps it fair. Yeah, I mean, eventually it'll be easy. Like, eventually there will be so many characters to where, like, it doesn't matter. Like, you know? You'll just be like, oh, whatever. Units with portraits will be insta-banned anyways, probably. Yeah. Can we ban a Soul Day forever? No. But people will probably ban her. It'll just be like, but see, that's the thing, right? It'll just be banning like, so when 1.7 happens and a Soul Day's out, Joe and a Soul Day are still gonna be banned. People are just gonna be banned, those two. But then, like, what happens now if people have like a really nice built team? You can build oh, this is global, but you could do Getien, right? And now you have a strong buffer because no one's gonna ever ban that guy. But then now, like, they can get a huge buff very, very quickly in the Limbo. And they could possibly, like, have a better run than someone who's trying to use, like, Necrologist. Because Getien can get ult, like, in the first turn. Well, second turn, I mean. He can get ult in, like, the second turn if you build his team correctly. So there's, like, interesting stuff like that. Where if you end up getting those units, you know, you have that. Because, like, while Necrologist is cool, you gotta use a lot of AP and waste it to get her ult. Shemaine value copium. Well, portraits is a weird thing too to go off of because, like, some people just get portraits naturally, and it's not like they actually go for them. Like, my Anan is P4 and CN, but I didn't choose for her to be P4. She just is P4. Whereas, like, some characters I actually pulled for that. Like, I have P1 characters, like, you know, I have a P1 Jessica now in my global account. I didn't choose for that. She just popped up. That's why portraits is a weird thing to go off of. But, like, I understand it. Obviously, portraits of certain characters are stronger than others. like getting hella portraits on a 37, hella portraits on a 6, on a Joe, like Spathia, like is obviously gonna like change things up. So you didn't choose P5? No, I chose P5 Sotheby. I chose P5 Sotheby. I admit to my mistake. I chose that. I chose that life, bro. The wind song incident, yeah. But yeah, like, and then there's gonna come a time in our like, if like how PvP goes, like once a character like Windsong does come out, are you wanting to ban Joe still, or are you gonna ban the possible Windsong and let that go through? Because Windsong is see, we still have, let's have a long time till get to you. Get my stuff up. Windsong is still a ridiculous character, bro. I mean, of course she's mainly ridiculous, like, in content that suits her, but she's still ridiculous. And then it's just gonna go to, I'm just gonna ban Lucy. I mean, Lucy might just be, well, let me see. By 1.9 2.0, maybe we add another ban sooner or later. I don't know. Maybe on 2.0. I don't know when I'll add another ban, but sooner or later the roster will be large enough to where I can add another ban. But like, it'll just be people banning Lucy's when 1.9 comes out. Lucy needs to be banned indefinitely? Nah, man, you can't just ban Lucy indefinitely. I mean, she's gonna be over, like, I mean, she's gonna be played like crazy. Can you believe, though, by the time Lucy comes out, we're gonna be, let me see, 2.2? I think? No, 2.3. We're gonna be on 2.3. A few months away from the 6-month anniversary. We'll be a couple, not months, but patches. We'll be a few patches away from the next CNY. That'll be crazy, bro. Wait, no, because Lucy came out on a 1.9. So it'll be 2.2. Lucy came out on a 1.9, not a 2.0. So it'll be 2.2. Yeah, it'll be 2.2. Well, at the end of the day, it's all for fun, so even if it's whack, it'll still be entertaining. Oh, it'll still be entertaining. I mean, like, people will be mad, but it's like, hey, bro. Sucks to suck. It'll be good entertainment for me. I'd be like, ooh, Joe got banned for the 70th time. You love to see it. Like, there's just nothing you can do. But yeah, I think that system works. I'll have to get it set up.
I believe in you. You made this another jar? I know them, and this is an alien.
Give me all that liquor.
Let's get it over quick.
Let's see.
You found the right verse for me.
Your order is fated.
So long lives this, and this gives power to thee.
Hope I remember her.
Depict the world I believe in you.
As expected.
Each moment.
Also, why they make you play Joe and KB in these stages like they want to show the gap between them? I mean, it is a little wild.
It's newly made this year.
Your order.
Another jar?
You think there's a... I mean, I know the answer to this, so you don't have to, like, entertain... You don't have to entertain me. But, like, you think there's ever a saving grace for, like, a character like Black Dwarf? Do you think she'll always be forgotten?
And this is an alien
Or...
Enjoy! What's wrong?
Or she's just gonna be, like, left off? I tried Ezra in this trial. How the hell do you play Ezra?
Got you.
Do you mean, like, how do you use him? Just building the mushrooms, bro? You don't like building mushrooms?
I believe in you. I'll fill the cup for you.
No, like, how do you cope with playing him if he's so bad to play him?
First-hand experience?
Well, remember, I don't play him like everyone else plays him. Like mine is... Like, mine is not built like a regular Ezra.
Can I start running?
Like, when my Ezra crits, though, he hits, like... He does a lot of damage, because he also has a lot of health. Like, if you don't have an Ezra built, like, a lot of health, he doesn't feel great. Well, he doesn't feel as great, I guess, as he should be.
I know them, and this is an alien city.
But also, he's like, it's just like using, it's like thinking about using a healer. Like, I'm not using Tooth Fairy for damage, so I'm not expecting her to be great.
Got you.
But like, Ezra can stop, like, if you have like a passive healer, like 6, not really a passive healer, but if you have somebody who can like passively like do something,
Sword shot.
then it works out. Like, what I'm thinking
Newly made this year.
is, so like in a 4-man comp,
Power to thee.
I feel like Kakanya is gonna help the shield meta a little bit, because if Kakanya can heal while also being a buffer and not really a healer, and then also do some damage, then she'll make it worth having shielders, because like, yes, you want Kakanya to take damage, but you don't want your people to die. So like, in my head, Kakanya is going to help all shielders, because like, while everyone's being attacked, you can also help shield some of that damage that would be coming that way, hopefully. So that's what I'm thinking in my head.
Sword shot.
Not sure if it'll actually be like that, but that's what I'm thinking.
Se fregaron su cuerpo cole. I'll fill the cup for you.
Kakanya comes Wednesday
It's happening.
at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Be faithful to the choice of fate. Be faithful to your ending as expected. Everything has its cause and effect. It's happening.
I will pray for you. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm hyped for Kakanya. I think I still have everything for you. For her, I think I went and I just gotta farm some sharp and stuff like that, and then I'll be good.
Newly made this year. So long lives this, and this gives power to thee. Got you.
And then she's gonna be I3 level 1, R10, Psycube, won't be maxed out. Not even sure you can pull for Velo. Like, see, that's what's crazy. Like, and I know free-to-play struggle, but like not being able to like pull for Vila, or people who are saying like, oh, I don't need Vila, like, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but like I've seen some people be like, oh, I'm not going for Vila. Like, I just think that's wild. Like, Vila feels like she's gonna be a very good character. Nah, Humana, you mistake what he says. In the live stream, they didn't use her properly, and she just let somebody die. They didn't even use Kakanya's skills. So that's what he means by how they made her look mid. They did. On the live stream, they made her look hella mid. Well, I want Vila, but I'd rather have the guarantee on Lucy. What do you mean have the guarantee? You know Lucy's banner is just like Joe's, right? Like, it doesn't carry over? Is that what you're talking about?
Newly made this year.
Like, you're starting over from fresh.
Got you. Enjoy.
Oh, you're talking pulls.
There they are.
You don't think you could... Wait, who are you pulling from now until Lucy? Who are you pulling for?
I believe in you. Coming.
As expected, your ending is fated.
Is Solday and Lucy?
I'll fill the cup for you.
You don't think throughout the rest of this patch, 1.7, 1.8, and all of the extra stuff you get in 1.9, you don't think you'd have it? I think you doubt yourself. I think you'll be fine, bro.
Newly made another jar?
There's no way, man. There's no way you don't think you can pull a Lucy. You're assuming 50-50 loss and on soft pity. Like, I don't know, that's like a lot of, like, now I will say, like, I don't know, man, I think you could do it. I think you could, but, like, I don't know. Fully free to play? I think you could do it.
Can I start running?
I will say, like, some people,
I believe in you.
a lot of people got, like, 130 pulls, 140 pulls to get Joe, and they're like, Lucky, do you think I should spend, like, the extra 60 to get that P1? And, like, I've been asking everybody, it's like, is that extra portrait worth losing a possible another character? Like, because a lot of people are being greedy.
Another jar?
I call it being greedy.
This year.
A lot of people see, like, they went into the hundreds and they're like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. And I'm like, oof.
Enjoy.
some people are like, it kind of feels like a waste to let those tickets go away. And I'm like, you can use those for mats. You can use those for another copy of Yinny, like another healer. Like there's other things you could use that for. It's like y'all just want an excuse for someone to say, yeah, man, go all in. Yeah, it's being greedy.
Let's get it over quick.
Oh yeah, the free 10 pull you get from the shop every month.
No, got you.
That is a thing.
A sword shop.
Your ending is fated. As expected.
So long lives this, and this gives power to thee.
Click 98 for Joe, only want another 2 for extra Yinny portrait. That makes sense.
Round
That makes sense. Then you can just clear out all the tickets.
It's wrong.
That's like 50 more pulls from now to Lucy. Yeah, thinking of the monthly pulls, that is a lot more pulls, like from now until then.
Another jar?
That's quite a bit of pulls. And for the fact that Lucy's gonna be there the whole patch, right? So that's like a month and a half, pretty much, to get her. But I mean, Kino is doing the idea, like I've been telling people, go for spirit, intellect, or limited. Like, as long as you can guarantee that, which is what Kino's doing, as long as you can guarantee that, then you just can see what you have, like, outside of it. You know, he is going for the more important units, so it's not like it's a bad thing. I'm just like, you could probably go a little more. You could probably go one more character. You could probably go one more character. Getsin's grown. I mean, Getsin's cool, bro. KFC. Oh, KFC, bro. It's good people. I got people I'm meant to start dropping. All right, let's go to CN. Someone on Global at 77? Oh, well, Turtle hit 80 like weeks ago. Before AFK Journey came out, he was at 80. Big whale. People doing refreshes, bro. KFC collab, we have Getsy and Skin. That's gonna be one. Why are Spirit and Intellect more important? Spirit and Intellect are more universal. They're typically they really don't put them out like that, right? They're not gonna put out a bunch of Spirit and Intellect characters, but they're typically stronger. But they're gonna be universal because you can use them a lot more. A-Knight's garbage? Well, but A-Knight's still universal, though. And that's like one character. I'd rather pull, I mean, I'm saying personal preference, but like A-Knight's still actually decent, though. I mean, you just don't like A-Knight. But he's not used everywhere. But he's still universal in like limbo clears. Let's get beyond.
Your visits are always unexpected.
Why do I have so much stamp? Oh, it was my stuff that got consumed. Dang it. I've been overcapped for a while. Okay. Let me go ahead and get more sharp.
Please stand
So what makes, so like other than you trolling, what makes, so if I can complete content with a knight, what makes him bad? Because like if we can complete the content, then like why is he like regarded to you as one of the worst characters? Watch my last video, but you'd like a P1 Joe at least one copy, but you know how much gems you can get before the event ends. Let me see. Let's see. So you have Limbo. You have Limbo, which will give you 1,200 because you'll be able to do 2 Limbos, right? So hold on. Show came out last week. No, a few days ago, right? There's still 38 days left on her banner. That means you'll have another month. 3 days ago. So you have the 10 pull from the monthly that you just got. You should be able to get another 10 pull from the monthly. You should be able to get 1,200 gems from the Limbos. Both the Limbo should refresh within this patch. You have Getien's event, which will give you a couple gems without having the $5 monthly. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, like at most you'll probably, and then you still have the other 10 pulls that you'll get too. I mean, like I know that you'll get at least 30-40 pulls throughout the rest of this patch. You'll probably get at least 30-40 pulls.
Are you in low power mode? But your battery
Including the monthly.
increasing. Are you sure this is an effective method?
Limbo's not difficult, so even bad units can clear. Everyone is gonna do too. Okay, but that's the content of the game. So like if we're only using raids as the only content of the game, like then a lot of characters are like bad. Like that's why people don't use it to judge like every character, because like it's not the only content of the game. Raids is a small portion of the game.
Playtime, boys and girls.
Until the torch is lit.
Have you ever been a member?
You want to get Getty and ISO and Vila as well? See, bro, that's the thing.
Time to check my purchase. Sorry, miss.
You already spent your monthly and lost a pity to Lillian? No, I'm saying Joe is going to be up for the rest of the patch. So another monthly 10 will pop up. You'll be cutting it like to the last few days, but you'll have another, like, there's still 38 days till she goes away, right? So like that last week, you'll be able to get another monthly. Raids are also the biggest in-game content. Yeah, but you said he's bad. Doesn't mean he has to be in-game.
Until the torch is lit.
Pretty fair, by the way. Yeah. Nah, bro. If you're trying to get a soul, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. If you're trying to get a soul day, Getian and Vila, bro, going for that P1 is kind of like what I've been preaching. It just doesn't make sense to me. Cause like, there's no way you're gonna be able to do it.
Torch is lit.
And remember, it's above all.
Like in my head, there's just no way you'll be able to get
Your first experience is our best advertisement.
pretty much 3 characters back to back. Like you're asking to get 3 characters back to back. The only ones you'll have separation in is Isolde de Vila, because you'll have Marcus in between. That's kind of impossible, especially if you're about to use all those pulls for like Joe. And I understand you lost to Pity. You're like, damn, but like being free to play, like I don't know, because if you weren't free to play and you had a $5, if you had the $5 monthly, like of course that breaks your free to play, you could get 2,700 gems, well 3,000 gems basically, and that's almost another 20 for $5, but you're free to play. So like, I don't know really how to help that one, because that's just 40 pulls is a lot for that one portrait while also trying to get two back-to-back characters. If I get a new character, I'm not going to think, oh, I wonder how good they're going to do in Limbo. I'm going to go to the content which is actually difficult. Yeah, but like, but somebody just actually said like all 1.0 characters are pretty much bad in raids. Like most characters you're not beating. Most of these characters you're not beating in a raid. So therefore, if I can't beat a raid with them, like then there's no point. Like, but A-Knight did beat a raid. He beat the Projection of Dreams raid. Like, he also beat Gold in the Cave. But what are you going to say? Oh, those raids are easy. So you can't use those raids to judge. So what raid would I use to judge for A-Knight if the ones that are literally for someone ulting or doing AoE damage, I can't use to judge? Like, you see? Like, I triple S Projection of Dreams with A-Knight, and people of triple S with him in Gold in the Cave. They did a Necro Door team.
Some have suggested that I should spend my vacation.
But like also,
So I have
like with that, you could also include 6 in it and improve your odds. But because you can do Necro Door A-Knight 6 and beat that raid. But people are going to say like, oh, well, 6 was in there. So like, that's why he did it. But A-Knight was in there. Because A-Knight helps up with the rousing morale. You kill the side minions. So, yeah, exactly, Weeps. A-Knight is a support in it. He's a support for rousing morale because there's those 2 side minions. And, or depending on where you're at in the health bar, and then he does decent damage on the lower percent pin, then yeah. My argument is more if he sucks as a main DPS, not as oh, but you didn't say that. You didn't say, oh, well, I'm not talking main DPS. I'm mainly talking, I'm not talking sub DPS. I'm talking main DPS. Now, bro, you said it's a character as a whole, bro. You said it's a character. Because when I talked crap about, Regulus, people are like, oh, well, Regulus isn't a main DPS. She's a sub DPS. Like, I don't know, bro. I might have to drop the P1, but to still aim for those 3 back-to-back characters is crazy, even with dropping the P1, Joe. It is. It is crazy. There's a lot. What if I told you there's a there's another.
The curtain has fallen.
Regulus is good as a main DPS though. No, she's not, bro. Regulus is not good as a main DPS, bro. You wildin'. Regulus sucks as a main DPS. Better than Lilia and Voyager? Okay, well, first off, Voyager is a support. So, all right, Beyond, listen, hear me out, bro. All right. I'm gonna give you a little insider knowledge. Oh, speaking of, I'm gonna make a video about this, but I have y'all here, okay? There's gonna be a follow-up video to this question. So I posed the question to the community: who, in your opinion, is the best damage dealt buffer? I'm including CN characters, right? So, Necrologist, Getian, Pickles, and Similwise. Pickles is in last place. Then it goes up to Necrologist, then Getian, and Similwise. Now, some people are giving points to Necrologist because you're like, well, look, she's the 5-star here. Which I'm like, well, people weren't going to not let me include her. And then we have Getian. And Pickles is the Getian being the character coming up, and Pickles being the older character from 1.1, which, like, Pickles has the weakest damage dealt buff actually out of all of them when it comes to his universal buff. But Getian is also weird because he has a weaker universal like buff technically, because he gives mental damage. He gives mental characters a 20%, and then reality 40%. And then Semmelwise, I think people gave her points because she's attractive. But technically on paper, Semmelwise, not even technically on paper, just like Semmelwise just does more than all of them. So I say all this to say, if you don't think you can get Getian, if you can wait until Semmelwise, just saying. Semmelwise is free. Like, Semmelwise is free, bro. He's insane. Like, Semmelwise is pretty cracked. Like, it's crazy because, like, she was regarded as mid, and I'm like, bro, where's the mid? Yo, thank you for the... Yo! Columbino, thank you for the sub. In a way, people taking Necro over Pickles. People are still stuck on Necro, bro. I really don't like Necro like that. Just don't like her HP drain on everybody. No, I feel you. If you can, like, once you... because I've started using her without Ezra. Once you can get past the, like, HP drain by just having, like, a decent, like, passive healer, you end up doing so much damage that you clear a lot of content anyways. Like, once I got her built, I built her as a DPS. She does a lot of damage. Like, just a crap ton of damage, bro. In 4-man content, of course, you can use Ezra with her to help out. But if you can keep the healing up on the team, you're, like, really good.
The curtain has fallen.
Getian's best reality. Pickles is AP generous. Necro his viability, and Simil is all 3. Yeah. Necro's cool, but yeah, like, to get her, but like, because I'm thinking of like uptime, right? Like, Necro has like the worst uptime, like out of all of them, because I forget to and Isolde. Well, Isolde, but like, also I guess here's my thing, right? So this is why Necro is different. Necro has 2 attack incantations. So like you have to like when you're using her incantations or her AP, you're attacking. You're not like supporting. You're only attacking. Where is he at? I lost him. Getien, you can do his debuff to debuff and give like, you know, an extra like reality defense lower. So like it doesn't like, it's not just doing damage, it also helps him, but then also this helps like putting the mark, so you have the channel, which like, you know, gives him multiple attacks. Isolde can use AP by doing a debuff that gives you crit defense and reality defense, right? Or of course, like when she attacks, she applies burn. So like there's a little bit more to their attacks whenever they are attacking. Pickles does 2 attack incantations, and he's kind of the same to me, to where like using his AP, like, I mean, you're just like having him sit there, and then hope that when you use your AP, like, hope that you can like do some merges or something like that to get him. Like, I don't really like Pickles as much anymore, but that's like my personal thing. Because like to get Pickles to ult like consistently, to me is very difficult with like, but Pickles also does like some decent damage though. Like Pickles does have decent scaling on his abilities, because when he does attack his what is it called? Clarified or whatever, clarified topic, ups his damage and allows him to like actually kind of do something decent. And Necrologist has decent damage too, but like, you know, yes, he gains Moxie, but like you end up running, like to get his ult quick, you end up running out of so like if you ult with him, if you have clarified topic, you now have 3 turns to get, you have now 3 turns to get him back to ult. So like you would have to not spend a turn to get 1 stack, or like you'd have to merge his cards and just use a lot of AP to get it, like, you know, to get it back, which means you're like spending an odd amount of like AP of having to do damage with Pickles, right? What I'm saying is, like, if I'm doing that with these other characters, it feels a little bit better. Like if I'm using AP on Similwise, which is why Similwise is crazy to me, like, first off, Simil doesn't have to use a lot of AP, just like Etienne at the start, because of the Moxie that they get. And then Simil's also giving a crit rate and damage dealt buff. So she gets a crit rate buff to 1 person and a damage dealt buff to the whole team. And then she's also doing follow-up damage when she ults and giving a big damage dealt buff, which, like, her buffs is bigger than all of the characters in the game. But, you know, that's besides the point. But, and then when I'm using her stuff, it feels, if I'm using AP with her, I'm either attacking and doing a crazy amount of damage because of what comes with her kit, or I'm buffing my main DPS. I do agree, Triboli. His I3 on a single target, Getien becomes worse because his I3 refreshes the debuff, and so using it, it does no damage, and it's applying a debuff that you already have. So now you're just having to use the channel, which is literally just not even that crazy of damage. like Getien is really for like Getien ends up being somewhat awkward too. Like especially like if you don't have a reality built team, like he becomes a little bit awkward. Yeah, she also gives damage reduction. Yeah, you have to merge a card, like you were saying, Coco, for pickles. Getien ends up being like awkward too. Like, I will say the one advantage, the only one that has an advantage of not being awkward like is Pickles in a way, because like Pickles doesn't have to use as much AP as any of them because of his clarified topic. And if you like merge his card, you get that. Like if you just get a natural merge of his cards, it's easy. And then if you use the ability, you get the extra moxie. Because like even with like a Solde or Simmel or Getien, you're gonna have to attack or do damage or do something like that. But if you're gonna attack with any one of them, like Semmelweis is gonna do crazy damage because her buff is insane. Of course, the Solde helps out, like, because it just helps her give her follow-up. So, like, having a, like, I wasn't even really including a Solde because she's a rousing morale buffer. But I know Triboli brought up a Solde. But, like, between Semmelweis, Getien, Pickles, and Necrologist, like, let me see, I can just, yeah, so from these three characters that are universal, right? I think a lot of people love the revive, but like typically in content, if I have to die, like I was making a lot of mistakes anyway. So like the revive isn't as crazy to me. It's not. Like, just being honest, the revive's not as crazy because I'm like, okay, if I'm dying, it's probably because I was fucking up. Like, I was just messing up. Yeah, Getien does not help 37. So Getien is really like 6, except just for reality? No, Getien is nowhere close to 6. No, 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 no. So what Getien does is he has a debuff, something crows, whatever debuff. This one right here. It puts a 15% reality defense debuff on the enemy, and then whenever they're attacked, they take 30% of like Getien's attack as Genesis damage. That Genesis damage is like non-existent, right? And the mark lasts for 2 turns. When you ult, the mark is placed onto the enemies, and for I3 it's like refreshed, and then when you attack. So on a single target enemy, the mark will be up like 100% of the time. Okay, like on a single target enemy, it's up 100% of the time. Getien is really made for multiple targets, which is why like Projection of Dreams is perfect for him, because there's 4 parts to attack. There's the main body, the 2 arms, and then the diamond centerpiece. So with ulting with him and everything like that, you can put the marks on all 4 of the pieces, and then when he channels, he can hit all of the pieces to help out in the damage, right? So that's really the only place that he can benefit from. And then what makes him really unique is that his damage dealt buff, which this is something that's really specific, his damage dealt buff can be used with other damage dealt buffers. So you can put Getian with Necro. You can put Getian with Pickles. Or those are the characters. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Okay, I'm back. What was I talking about? Um, so yeah, so you can combine Getian with other damage and buffers. Now you can't, now, summon wise, this is where Blue Pac is a little weird to me. Because summon wise does what Getian does, but better, and then also does a damage dealt buff. So, but there's a risk to using her. But then if you're able to get past the risk, then she's the only buffer you would ever want. Like, because she does, now minus P1, but she does a buff that goes up to a, what was it? 40% damage dealt buff, but then she can also do up to a 30% damage dealt buff for the whole team. And then for the person that you put her buff on gets an extra 10%. So she can give a 40% damage dealt buff. And then if you stay like 70% plus or over, you're still, I think it's like 60%. If you're at 60% above, you're still sitting at like a 60% damage dealt buff. Like, depending on like where you're at with your health, right? Because it's every 5% of every 10% health loss, you get a 5% boost of like damage dealt. So if you're at 60% health, you're getting 20% from this, but you're also getting 20% damage reduction. And then you get the extra from her own buff. So it's so weird. But like that's where like I like her because like I can use her and survive with her because I have the characters. But like that's where like I believe she's the best damage dealt buffer on paper, but in some uses, like in some content, you might die. Like because you're not able to manage your health well. Well, that's what I said, Kino. Like my thought is because I have the characters to use her. So that's why I think she's better. But also, like, I could say that I like Getien more, but because I have every reality damage character in the game. I have Joe, I have Isolde, I have Lucy, I have Spathadia, I have Annalise. Like, you know, like I have every reality damage character that's in the game. Like with Necrologist, in my head, I would have to choose to use Necrologist because like I just don't want to use anybody else. So like it's different. Yeah, if you don't like having your health loss, I completely understand. So that's where like that's why I asked the community, in your opinion, who's the best damage dealt buffer, right? Because like, you know, some people put Necrologist, but for me, I just don't care for Necrologist at all. And on paper, like Symbol has the highest risk, but it has the highest reward because she gives so much more than everybody else. And so it's just like interesting. That's why I asked the community. Getien is weird because like it's limiting you to only doing reality content. So is he really the best? Because like it depends on your account. It's going to be very opinionated. Like if you have an account where you're wanting to get a Winsong, a 37, you're wanting to get Marcus, and like, you know, you have Melania and all these characters, and you're not really going to benefit from Getien, you know. And for Pickles, that's if you have Pickles. I don't think everyone has Pickles. Where is she on the damage supports here? Lore? Lore's weird. Oh, I haven't shown y'all. Hold on. What do I want to give her? I think I'll just give her this. Anyways, she has an insane amount of crit. Like she has 60% crit rate. And she gets she gets crit in her passive buff. She gets 15%. If you have more buff incantations, you get 15% crit. And then her ult, depending on what you have, she also gets crit. So she's her like she has almost a 600 like crit tech. It's kind of insane. Coco, I'm just gonna ignore that part. But where would I put her on the support tier? I think she's gonna be a crit support, and that's pretty much like she's gonna be an interesting crit support, right? So she gives 15. So like if you can control, if you use a certain team and you can control the amount of buffs that you have, it's kind of like, it's oddly kind of like a Tooth Fairy like type of situation where like it's like if you have a P0 Tooth Fairy, you know how her buff only comes up like for you like maybe every other turn or something like that. Like hers is like dependent on whenever you get drawn buff cards, you get a 15% crit rate, and then you can give 25% crit damage all the way up to 45% crit damage. It's like really determined on the hand that you draw to what you can give, either penetration rate, damage dealt, and crit. Obviously the crit is going to be more valuable for most people, but like if I'm using Vila, Lorelei, and Semmelweis, that's a team I used, then that's crit rate automatically, because I have 3 like crit well, I have like multiple buffs basically. It's pretty much going to give me the crit rate buff because it's going to be 3 cards. But like other than that, like she's not crazy because she's not like really, she's not able to consistently do anything other than the crit damage buff. But she helps out a character, like she's the best. Having Lorelei and Vila together for someone like Windsong is gonna be what you do, because Windsong's gonna want somebody who could just buff her up whenever she wants to do her ult, and then for all the stacks of the ult or how many like cards you have, when any one of her buffs is gonna help out a Windsong. Anyone who's like really dedicated into crit. Yeah, actually that's true. Having Windsong will give you the extra damage dealt. You won't get the extra attack. Oh, well, I'd still say though, like getting I mean for Windsong though, even if you get the damage dealt, if you can get a 3-star card for Lorelei, that's a 45% crit damage buff. I'm trying to think of a character who would like how much crit damage, like where you have crit damage and damage dealt. Like a character like Windsong would probably heavily benefit from like crit damage more than somebody else, because like if you have Vila, you're getting the crit rate there and more crit damage. Like I guess that's the math part where I'm thinking like what would be like how much would you really want, because Semmelweis provides more damage dealt. Of course you lose the crit rate using Windsong stacking up the cards like you just said, Kino. Could Marcus use Lorelei? If you have a Vila, yeah. But I would, well, I think like to what Kino said, like that's the thing where she's inconsistent, because this I1, the more attack cards you have, it's 15% damage. The more buff cards you have, it's 15% crit. And the more debuffs you have, it's 15% pin. And that's where it's weird, because like if like depending on the characters that you have, like Marcus is gonna make a lot more attack cards, so you probably still only have damage dealt. It's on round start. But But then again, though, if you're using Marcus with Lorelei, you got to think about your team too, because you can only have one character. Where is Marcus? Jesus, there's too many characters. Marcus still needs to be with a plant, spirit, or intellect. So you pretty much have to get Vila to pair with Marcus, because otherwise, like, Marcus will just never be a crit character. So I'm gathering from this, Joe could hit you hard. What else have I missed? You haven't missed anything, really, Mugen. We're just talking about the old PvP that Turtle Lags did. Thinking about bringing it back. So you need Vila to make Marcus and Windsong good? Windsong is good without Vila, but Vila makes Windsong even better. Marcus, in order for Marcus to be considered, well, in order for Marcus to crit, you're gonna need Vila. Marcus has terrible crit, like god-awful crit. She's at 38%. Her crit take is 305. It's like, it's almost, it's a little over half of what I just showed Lorelei to have. Like, her crit is terrible. So you need Vila if you want to have Marcus crit. Otherwise, you're just gonna be like, you're just gonna be praying for crit. So, like, that's the thing. She's not a crit character, but Vila can help make her a crit character. Marcus doesn't need crit. If Marcus doesn't crit, then she's not as good as other characters. Like, her damage isn't gonna go up. Like you get what I'm saying? Like she has great damage. Don't get me wrong. Her damage of her incantations is high, but not having crit when all these other characters crit is really hard to get by. Like, I mean, there's just other characters who can just crit a lot more efficiently. And let me see, because I know I built her resonance a certain way. No, that was the crit one. This was the crit resonance. Remember the 6 Anan and Yinny and Marcus team? Yeah, but like my Anan was also doing insane damage there too. I mean, like, yes, I had my Anan, but like my Anan is a different type of character. My Anan was P2 then, I think. But also that raid gave a buff. Remember, that raid gives a buff to using higher star cards and being a mental damage character. So it's hard to use that raid as a thing, but I did beat it with that, yes. Do you easily hold / gain 3-star cards with Marcus? You do. It is very easy to get 2-star or higher cards with her. If you're using your 3-star level incantations all the time, you should be doing damage as much as other characters. I mean, yes, she'll do high damage, but like, there's other characters who can like, she'll be consistent, but like, she'll be like instead of, if she was critting with Vila, she'd be like up here. Without, she's like down here, and she's just like consistently here. Of course, like some other characters, like let's say she's here, they'd be below, but then when they crit, they rise above. Like, because Marcus doesn't really Marcus doesn't really do, like, she just does consistently great damage with the 3-stars. Once characters start critting, they're going to be higher than her. I'm making it sound like Marcus is mid. Well, like, it's kind of like Jessica. Like, Marcus is like Jessica. Jessica's not a crit character. This is just a plant thing. Like, you know, like, I mean, Jessica has even worse crit. But what makes Marcus better than Jessica is that Marcus is able to, without having a trash healer. I hope my global account didn't hear that. Without having a mid healer, she can do crazy damage with having some of the best characters in the game. She wants intellect and spirit characters or plant characters. So it's a lot easier to build a team for Marcus than it is Jessica. And Marcus is able to get higher incantations than Jessica. Does it make Marcus the craziest character in the game? No, but it makes her the strongest plant character. Now, single target wise, incantation wise, Marcus was able to compete with like Joe because like opening up, Marcus has the strongest start of all characters because you're starting with either a 2-star or a 3-star card very early. So like she doesn't really have she doesn't have any downtime really, because like if you're not using your attack incantations, then you can buff your team, and then the next turn she's gonna get her Eureka and upgrade her card. So she doesn't have as much downtime as other characters, which is why she is really strong. But like if you put Vila with Marcus and then you have these other crazy characters, it allows her to soar higher. Like I really feel like Vila giving her that crit rate and that crit damage and then having an amazing like buffer and everything like that allows her to soar much higher than putting her on a non-crit team. Like that's all I'm saying. And asking to have a Vila on your account isn't really crazy because like Vila makes Windsong better, Marcus better, makes Melania better, your Black Dwarf better, all of these mental damage characters that are hyper carries. Man, that's a P5 other than Slanders. Look, bro, that's my girl, but I can tell the truth when I need to. Vila makes Charlie's portraits. Oh yeah, I mean Charlie. Vila makes like a Charlie better. Like yeah. Vila with Marcus is not the best option because of her crit damage, but because of that she also increases the damage based on the level of the incantation. Well, yeah, that too. Like increasing the base damage of Marcus helps, but increasing the base damage of the incantation just helps out the formula for when it crits. Like we're talking about now, of course, mine is P1, which I regret getting because of the amount of pulls I had to do to get it. P1 ends up giving a 30% crit rate and crit damage buff. So like now you add that to not a P1 but a P0. P0 gives a 30% crit rate and crit damage buff. So now you add that to a character that has 38, you add the extra 30, now you're sitting at 68% crit, which is a way higher like chance to crit. So yeah. And then they added also this nice little character called Semmelweis, which some of y'all are new to her, but if you didn't know, now you know. She has a 15% crit she has a 15% crit rate buff that is named that can stack with Vilas. So yo, Adderall, thank you for the Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. So if you have a character that has a really low crit, you could do that as well to help out, buff up the crit if you want, because Semmelweis is also just an insane character. So pairing them two together, the amount of damage they'll buffs would be nice. But a lot of y'all don't like Simmel. I know. I get it. The HP loss, it's hard to get through. But just saying, the crit buff can be stacked together. It's a thing. It can happen. I think you're a person who can only look at crit damage. What? No. I'm just like, bro, you're not understanding. I understand, like, the Marcus that I have, I understand that at, like, the ones that my mine that has a 2-star and above is a really great character. I'm past what she can do without critting. I'm only talking about Marcus with Vila because I have Vila. Like, when I am doing a Marcus video, I will obviously talk about Marcus, but like when I'm talking about my account right now, I'm talking about Vila. If you don't get Vila for your Marcus, then sure. But my thing is that if you're gonna go for Marcus, you should go for Vila, because Vila makes your Marcus so much better. Vila helps out your crit rate, your crit damage, and the level of your incantation, and all of that, yes, all packaged together. And if you're not going to get Vila, then I feel like you shouldn't get the mental damage characters that follow, and you could save your pulls and just stick with the ones that you have that can complete the content, right? Like that's my thing. Like if you're getting Marcus, you should plan to get Vila. If you're getting Winsong, you should plan to get Vila, because these are characters that can be stronger with her. Because like you want to build a team. Yes, you can do 6 Anan, Marcus, and Yenny, but like not everybody has Anan. Like, all I'm saying is like, it's building the team for Marcus makes it easier with having Vila because she's plant. Like, I wouldn't, like, that's just me. Like, I have a P1 Marcus. My Marcus hits very hard, even if she doesn't crit, but I want her to crit. That's why I have her Resonance set for crit. I want her to crit so she can do even more damage. Why do I look at the crit before the base? Because I know her base damage is already at 2%. Like, I know what her base damage, I know that she's going to get a 3-star incantation. So I'm looking at what she can do further. Like, I'm looking at how to take her damage just from that base damage to what I can get that higher number on. Like, that's what I'm looking at. Like, I know her base damage is high. I've already increased her base damage. I have her cube maxed out. Like, my base damage is fine. P1 helps me have two level 2 incantations maxed out cube. R10. So now, with having her paired with Semmelweis with the damage they'll buffer is going to increase her base damage, right? Having her paired with somebody else, like if I did 6 with incantation might or whatever, would increase her base damage. Now Vila is going to take her to another level and give her from the 150 where she's at and give her the extra 30 or 40%, whatever, to her crit damage, to where when she crits, now she's doing even more. Because obviously, to have a good crit number, you need a good base damage number. So obviously, increasing base damage makes sense in order to get the crit. But I already know this because I use and play the character. I already know the base damage. But like, what I'm saying, the base damage of the multipliers, I understand that for Marcus. I understand what they do. Like, I already know what her multipliers can do. I already know, like, base multipliers with Vila. Are you talking about Vila's buff on her Rusalka? I don't talk about it as much because it's not as like impressive to talk about with some people. Like her upping the base damage of the skills with the Rusalka, yes, I get it. The 50, 120, and 200. Like, that is a huge increase. But not everybody is impressed with that. What they're mainly caring about is crit rate and crit damage. Like, that's not what's making someone pull the character. Yes, I get it. Yes. But what was your point? What was your point? Are you just saying, like, to talk about the whole thing? To do a 450, but I get that's, but I never said that wasn't crazy. I never said that wasn't crazy. I just said, like, Vila making her a crit character was more important than improving her base damage. Even if I gave her the extra 120 and she ended up doing 8k to 12k, the thing is that if I took that 12k and had her crit, now she's able to hit like 18k. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, crit is another damage multiplier for her as well. Like I understand how that works. Like, I don't think I understand how busted Marcus is. What are you talking about? I understand she can spam 2-star incantations. Like I understand that. What are you saying? Like, that's why I got the P1, so I could have 2-star incantations a lot easier. You're saying that Marcus doesn't need crit to be good? But she is good without crit. I'm saying she's better with crit. Like, it feels like you are defending her because I'm saying, like, crit makes her better. Like, yes, Coco, I'm saying she gets better with crit, and you're getting offended that I'm saying she has to crit to be better. I'm just saying that these other characters that can get crit easier can do more damage than her if you don't have crit. Yeah, like, bro, you're you're wild.
People utilize a variety of methods to rest. They sleep
Like, for instance, right here. Let me see. Is Projection of Dreams up? Projection of Dreams is here. Alright, so let's go in here.
Neoscience exorcism others. Action.
Are you seeking?
Let's have a non-crit. Where's... So let's do a non-crit Marcus. Okay. This is what I'm saying.
My duty lies with you. Moment of utterance.
Easy lah.
88? 88. Okay. So she hit like 8k, 2-star incantations, right off from the opening. Really great. Did amazing. And I just did a 1-star buff from her. This is all I'm saying. This is all I'm simply saying. If I put Vila with her,
We make an ideal team.
Join with us, comrades.
which 8k is an insane amount of damage just opening up first turn. Like, I understand that.
The moment of utterance.
I will remember your sacrifice.
Hope she crits.
The turn scribe.
So like we took that 8,800, that 8,000 and did 18k. Like that's what I'm talking about. And I'm done. Like that was my point. So can we stop the conversation? Can we just end it? like please. I hope I showed you what I'm talking about. Like, I'm just saying that is where crit can be crazy. I didn't see it one more time. Yes, like, and I get the raid gives a little extra crit damage buff, but like just saying in her situation, like I showed right there the difference. Like that's why crit is really important for her. Because that raid gives a buff with crit anyways, but crit is just really strong. And so like that's where like if you have people like Vila who's giving that extra crit damage is just more. But anyways, no, Marcus is great, bro. Crit just makes all characters good. That's just how, and it sucks because that's why a character like Jessica can't, like, that's why Jessica was like really, really great, but that's where she couldn't push further because she relied on poison, and like poison wasn't doing enough to make up for the fact that Jessica wasn't critting. And so people are like, just make a crit Jessica. And so now crit Jessica is doing more than poison Jessica, but then you're trying to build her for poison. So why build a crit Jessica when you can just have a Marcus? Can you do it with Tooth Fairy? Tooth Fairy is weird. Tooth Fairy is weird to me because like she lowers the crit resist rate, but Marcus doesn't have high crit rate to make using Tooth Fairy with her work. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Tooth Fairy helps a character that has high crit, that's going against an enemy that has high crit resist rate, to be able to crit more often. But to me, a character that has, like, I mean, you could use Confusion debuff. I'm sorry. You can use Confusion debuff to kind of help out too. But like, I feel like having a character, like sometimes characters don't have a lot of crit resist rate, or like two, you have a character that doesn't really have crazy crit. And so for Tooth Fairy, it just doesn't feel the same to me.
Look at my back. In a second.
C-Mun is a Jessica simp? Yeah, he is. But also, what makes Tooth Fairy really good though is that in a situation where you want to use more than one DPS, she's gonna be better than Vila. Like Hydra. Hydra, you're gonna use like Joe in 30. Like anytime you're using 37, you probably prefer Tooth Fairy in more cases than not because you're using two DPS type characters, and Vila's only buffing one. Even though you can still make it work with Vila, it's just that's where Tooth Fairy makes more sense. But like Vila though, that one person who's getting buffed up still does a lot of damage. And Vila has an easier purify. She has still really decent healing. And like P0 Tooth Fairy, it's kind of clunky to me because like I merge cards. Because I have characters that like having cards merged. And Tooth Fairy doesn't like merging cards. So like if you just like to just play your incantations and never merge, then like Tooth Fairy is really good for you at P0. But like for, I don't know, she's really weird. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna use her, but like that's because like I just don't like Tooth Fairy. I don't like Tooth Fairy, but I'm not saying she's like ass. You'll just never see me use Tooth Fairy. Like, how many, like, bro, I preached forever that I wanted a new healer. Like, I've been wanting a new healer. I'm just not gonna actively use Tooth Fairy. Yeah. It's not that she's bad, it's just like, you're just not gonna see a lot of her on my account. Hydra just makes you have P2 star characters. It really does, right? Hydra's like, hey bro, you better come at me with some portrait characters, dog. Let's do this new raid. I'm late to the party. Or wait, did it just open up? Oh, it did just open up today. Well, I understand the Tooth Fairy hate Lux. Alright, so how can I beat this without being too whaley? I don't think there's a, oh god. Sorry. See, we want a lot of buffs. Okay. I won't use a Solde. I will not use a Solde. Because if I use a Solde will do a lot of damage. Okay, we'll use 6. We'll give 6, wait. No. Let me give her this. Let me give you this. And then I'm gonna do Vila, obviously. Because I like Vila. No! I'm not contradicting myself. I'm just not gonna use Tooth Fairy. You missed everything I just said. I'm just not gonna actively use Tooth Fairy. I can beat it with Tooth Fairy. I just, like, why? Tooth Fairy is actually not a bad option because there's 4 limbs, so her debuff applies to all of the parts. Like, it actually helps out a lot. She has way more value here than like Vila technically, because there are multiple characters, and so if I'm attacking multiple limbs, Tooth Fairy actually fits a lot better. Like, I could argue for Tooth Fairy like crazy why she would be better, especially if you had P2. It would go crazier because every single limb passively you would have a debuff on it like the whole time. It would actually be really, really good, but I don't like Tooth Fairy, so that's why. Yeah, there's a difference. Like, I just hate her. Like, no, I just don't like her, bro. I don't like the chick, bro. Oh no, I hate Tooth Fairy. But my hatred is because, like, the amount of money I have had to spend because of her. Don't lie, you just don't like her because you lost 50-50 to her. Yep.
Damage.
I lost 50-50 to Tooth Fairy, and I lost both 50-50s getting Tooth Fairy. Like, that is why I don't like her. I will, yes, that is correct. You have the answer. Losing 50-50 for her, losing her 50-50 in Global and in CN, and then losing 50-50 to Lucy, to her, obviously. Like, yes, that is it. You have it correct.
Loading. Charging.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon. Have I startled you?
The light that illuminates all.
Getting Tooth Fairy is like going to the dentist. Money burn. Yep. Lilac, yo, I remember you. How lucky, a long time I've not been in your stream. It's all good, bro. You're just chilling here, man. Came back to reverse a couple of days after like 3 months. Yeah, the 6-month anniversary brought a lot of people back. It really did. Don't I get extra Moxie in this, now that I think about it?
Agreed.
Yeah, for using a buff. Yeah. Oh, I already have 1,000,000 buffers, so I don't really need 6. Because don't they give me...
Loading.
I should be getting like extra Moxie.
Keep up the pace.
Oh, wait, I was forcing myself to use 6. That's right.
Barrage.
Because I didn't want to use... I could use somebody else. I don't have to use 6. Wait. Why didn't I get the extra Moxie? Wait, isn't it? Might be missing something.
That was certainly a choice.
Charging.
The moment of utterance. The moment of silence.
A little surprise.
Target confirmed.
Benefit from reading.
Yeah, I got it now. Maybe I do have to use 6. Is it because of the amount of buffs he does? I don't know.
Go. Damage.
Agreed. I hope you like a splash of red.
Circuits functioning properly.
We share the same dream. Our victory comes on a tide of blood. Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
Is right, I still think Solde's... Well, yeah, Solde's...
Robot. Child of science.
Whenever P5 Lucy is revealed, P5 Isolde and P5 Lucy will destroy this raid. Like, it won't even be... I don't even know... Because I remember I used to use somebody's whale account, and then, like, I don't know, something randomly happened, and I told myself, I'll be my own whale for at least the limited units. And so, I mean, he had, like, whale... Like, see, his whale account, though, had characters I would have, like, that would be cool, like, only for a few uses. Like, whaling, like, on Shemaine and then like Black Dwarf, Jessica, like Melania, like those are characters where I'm like, welling on them, like you're just gonna be getting hella gold like certs like when you're pulling for other characters.
Join with us, comrades.
Let me see. What did you say, Lilac? So I said, well, I'll do some more pulls that I can end up guaranteeing like it gets you in because I like the guy and I got a double Joe. Whoa. So she has a C2, then a pal of mine made me pull again and got her P3. At this point, I'm through everything and ended up 180 pulls, and now I have P5 Joe. Jesus, bro. 180 pulls and you had a P5 Joe? That's crazy. Yo, Angelock, thank you. Can't believe it. I finally found a streamer of this game. Yo, I streamed this game like quite a bit. Welcome to the streams. P5KB is cool. Like, she's a really, really great character.
I admire your courage.
But she's not a character that I would have wanted to P5.
The moment of silence. Charging.
Because, like, the characters, like, as the game progresses, like, well, as the game is progressing, like,
The torch is lit.
I just am afraid of the day where characters who aren't limited, where I just start pulling them. Like, I don't want to be like, you know, like, I got P4 An. I lost 250s back to back while pulling for a P1 Vila to Anan Lee. I got 2 Anans. And I had P2 before, so she's P4 now. And, like, that's just one character. And I plan on playing this game for the long run, so it could just keep happening. And it's just a fear of mine that it just keeps happening.
Splash of red.
The moment of utterance.
Loading.
Close your eyes.
So P6 confirmed in the future? Yeah.
Learn from silence.
My med pocket is P4 med pocket though is like exciting. That sounds amazing to me. But like I also wouldn't want it, right? But like that does sound amazing.
Circuits functioning properly.
I will remember your sacrifice. That was certainly a choice.
Charging. I robot. Child of
You heard P5 Joe is not that good, is she? P5 Joe is really good, but I think what they're saying, they might be talking about the values of the portraits. She has higher value on her first few portraits than her last few portraits. Like her P4 and her P5 aren't as necessary as like her P2 if you're going for portraits. But because they're more quality of life. So like the P4 helps the percentage chance of you consuming more liquor stacks to then get the higher stacks of damage, and the P5 gives you a it also ups the limit, and then P5 ups the limit and gives you like a higher percent of buffs. So like they're more like quality of life ones than like actual like crazy, like, you know.
We share the same dream.
The moment of silence.
loading. Charging.
To a brighter future for everyone.
Until the torch is lit.
Eliminate target.
But you know, like everything you're saying though about Marcus Humana, like I'm just gonna be real. Winsong can do it like the same way. Like as much praise as you're giving to Marcus, trust me, I understand it. like Windsong can do it, but crazier. And you might not want to believe me, and I get it, I understand. But Windsong, and I know I'm not even looking at chat, and you're probably saying, but Windsong can only do that on ult. Well, then you just simply guarantee that you ult with Windsong, and it's gonna be easy. And it's not that hard to guarantee ult with Windsong, because you can just merge Windsong's cards really easy, especially with the new tuning that gives Windsong a crazy amount of cards. And Windsong can ult like on turn 3 with certain characters, have all these crazy buffs, and do a crazy amount of damage. But I'm not even gonna look at chat yet, because I know what people are thinking, and you're like, nah, Windsong's ass, Marcus is still the best. But all I'm saying is that Windsong was made broken, especially when they made a tuning specifically for her to give her even more cards that she can launch during her ult. And it's just the way the mechanic of her ult works. Yeah, Windsong's gonna be nuts. Is there a raid that is plan advantage? Isle of Cryptid. Yes, it's a... So the boss that you're fighting in 1.6 right now, the green one, is gonna be a boss on his own and have 2 little clay soldiers on the side. It's gonna be a whole... it's gonna be an ult. I mean, a raid. It's not gonna be double deer. It's crazy. I used to think it would be the double deer, but it's not. Oh, how wrong I was. It's crazy. I used to think that's how it was going to be, but I was very wrong.
Loading.
The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a domain raid and everything.
Target confirmed.
Windsong is crazy. Windsong is a crazy character. Like, in some ways, I believe she's too crazy.
Loading. Charging. Loading.
That's why I can't compare a lot of characters to her, because like she just nukes. Like anything in single target, she just nukes, bro. And like, if you like, depending on like how you can get her cards lined up and the buffers that you have, you can do a lot with her.
Aim and shoot. Eliminate target. Barrage.
But then there's also characters like Lucy who are also crazy characters. I just got ult back.
I hope you like a splash of red.
Functioning properly.
I admire your courage.
Sure.
Agreed.
Just got ult back, bro. What is this?
It will all be over soon.
When something works in a Hydra raid? Nah, not really.
Child of science.
I'm pretty sure you can auto this raid with Lucy. I think I can too. I think this is just an auto raid, bro. This is silly. This is the raid that y'all are getting, by the way. With Joe. This is the raid where like Joe and 37, 6 and Tooth Fairy are really, really good. Y'all are getting this raid. But now it's kind of silly. Is this P5 Lucy? This is P0, bro. This is P0 Lucy. The highest portrait characters is Vila and Semawise with P1. P0, P1, P0, and P1. There is nothing crazy going on
Same dream.
other than that in this team.
Was certainly a choice.
Charging. Loading.
To a brighter future.
You're chilling, nothing's happening. The damage is insane. Like, I never. Yeah.
Very well.
The light that illuminates all.
This is her raid, though. This raid came out.
Target confirmed.
This raid came out way before Lucy. She just works. Any AoE characters works with this. This is more of a Sol Day raid than anything, because the Sol Day has advantage, and a Sol Day can hit every single one of these. I mean, they just have, like, it's any AoE character's raid, honestly. Any character who's like, yo, I have AoE,
Glad you could.
can do this.
The moment of silence.
Agreed.
I actually have way too much Moxie. Charlie Copium.
Robot.
Child of science.
The account you had was banned. Since day one was banned until 2048 for no reason. What'd you do, bro? Bro, we had 700,000 damage already.
I hope you like a splash of red. That was certainly a choice.
Charging. Loading.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon. Our victory comes in a tide of blood.
Eliminate target.
Oh my gosh, bro. Chill out, my girl.
Barrage.
Okay. And there goes Civilize. Civilize doesn't make it any better. She's keeping like 100%. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but Simmel has like 100% like uptime with her ult right now, and she's doing damage with her follow-ups. Like, she has a crazy uptime right now.
I will remember your sacrifice.
Time for tongues to speak of truth.
Circuits functioning. Loading.
Sharp fang.
Yeah, she is free.
The scale of your soul
Simmel hella
has
free.
The balance needs to be restored.
Oh, 6.
I, robot. Child of science.
Well, I'm getting extra Moxie. Like, whenever I take out the, like, whenever I take out stuff, use buffs and all that.
Target confirmed.
The moment of silence.
Let's see. Let's use 2 of these. Give that empowerment.
We share the same dream.
Get the buff here.
From silence. Benefit from reading. Till the torch is
There we go.
lit.
A brighter future for everyone.
All right.
Show. Damaged.
Don't worry. I hope you like a splash of red.
Time for tongues to speak of truth.
That was certainly a choice.
Charging.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
What is 6 doing? Who do I give Velas Moxie to? Just whoever doesn't have ult. I could be giving it to 6 to give him more Eureka, but
The light that illuminates all.
I'm mainly trying to just cycle all these ults. Because we get extra Moxie. Just like, so like now, whoever would need it. So whoever has the lowest Moxie. So I'd probably just give it to her. Because I don't have any one of her cards, so she can't get any. So I just give it to her this turn. And then do this. Get the max buff. Oh wait, hold on. So I can do this. Do this. Get a bigger buff.
That was certainly a choice.
Ult.
Functioning properly.
And then do
Loading.
that.
Learn from silence.
Our blood will burn.
I, robot, child of science. Barrage.
Alright, damage reduction is starting to get a little crazy. We might start having some issues, you know. Alright, well, I think I also have way too many cards.
Moment of utterance. The moment of silence. Time for tongues to speak of truth.
Charging.
But I also can just give myself cards versus reshuffling with the new one. So, there is that.
The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be
The new incantation makes this, like, makes a lot of stuff really easy.
Eliminate target. Aim and shoot.
Alright. I have too many buffs. So I can get rid of that one on the back end. Let's get
We
this
share the
up.
same dream.
This
I also
up.
like a splash of red.
Hit that there.
Circuit
And
functioning
get this
properly.
up.
To a brighter future for everyone. Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
Yeah. Joe and 37 triple S is really easy, like Coco said. Well, of course, you just, if you take off 6, you can put 37. Not 37, Anna and Lee. You can put Anna and Lee and do this. You could even do, like, Necro if you wanted. Because you get a lot of, as long as you can help guarantee that you get that extra Moxie, you can use a lot of characters. So how to counter Lucy's playstyle?
stay balanced.
I mean, Lucy has to ult to get the elemental advantage. Well, she doesn't have to ult, but what I'm saying is, like, if she ults, she can do more, basically, because she can get elemental advantage. Without ulting, then she doesn't really have that. I mean, she's crazy regardless, but
That was certainly a choice.
you really want her to ult.
Charging. Loading.
So anything that, like, lowers Moxie makes it annoying. Because, like, she gets electricity from you being able to play cards. Gaining Moxie and Eureka is what she wants. So, like, there are some stages where it, like, blocked off all of her Moxie, so she can't get as much electricity to get the extra stuff on her cards. Someone like Marsh could counter her. Oh, also, straight up single targets, she doesn't do her follow-up as often. It's just, it'll just be,
The moment of utterance. The moment of silence.
Circuit functioning properly.
it'll just be,
Utterance.
one single target. But yeah, I guess you could say Marsh.
From reading. Benefit from reading.
I, robot, child
A-Knight can do this because he can take out the limbs. A-Knight does a lot of AoE damage.
Until the torch is lit.
All right, Yusuf, you have a good one. Appreciate you coming by.
I hope you like a splash of
Time
red.
for tongues to speak of truth.
I have.
I admire your courage.
Charging.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
Yeah. Hydra's damage reduction is like absurd.
Is tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Lucy can help with her buff, but then people would just say it's Lucy.
Faraday's miracle.
You know what I'm saying? Ooh. We're so close. Oh, we got it. No, we didn't.
We share the same dream.
Loading. Charging.
Wait.
We share the same dream.
Loading. Charging. Loading.
To a brighter future for everyone.
Barrage. Target confirmed.
Where's that limb?
The light that illuminates all.
The moment of silence. The moment of utterance.
Circuits functioning properly. Loading.
Benefit from reading.
Here we go. Empower incantation.
I, robot, child of science.
To help counter this damage reduction, if we can take this piece out at the top, this helps out a lot. Yeah, see, it takes away 30,000. So this is how we can get some extra damage. It's always when it gets really low here. This is where A-Knight really benefits because he has all of that penetration rate when the boss gets really low. Because, you know, the lower the health of the enemy, the more he does. Okay.
Agreed.
Time for tongues to speak of truth.
Charging.
Also, I haven't needed to heal, bro. Like,
Our
I don't even know how much damage I'm taking. I'm gonna have to look.
Of your soul has
I think the only reason why we're taking damage is because of Semmelweis. And then it gets healed right back up.
Aim and shoot. Faraday's miracle.
I hope you like a splash of
Circuits
red.
functioning properly. Loading. Charging.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
I, robot.
Can a max click raid this? I mean, possibly. But he probably needed some extra help.
Target confirmed. Eliminate
But saying there's so many other guys, Humana, than A-Knight is like, that's the message to to everybody. Like, eventually Marcus is gonna become a character where it's like, I mean, she's great, but there's like other characters. Like, that's what's gonna happen to everybody, bro. There's always gonna be another character.
will remember your sacrifice.
Loading.
To a brighter future for everyone. Our blood will burn.
But like A-Knight is like, but also like crazy enough, like A-Knight would be a slightly better situation in this than like in, well, hold on. A-Knight could be a different option to use, whereas like you want to use Marcus everywhere, like A-Knight would have a slight bit better advantage because he is more AoE focused and he has advantage. So
Agreed.
A-Knight would be a better option than Marcus because Marcus is mostly single target. Even though she will get her ult really quick, where I'm like, Marcus could probably pull ahead. But A-Knight with his advantage might be able to hang. Might. But like there's a big might, but he might be able to hang.
Trust me, it won't hurt.
Then he also has like really good penetration rate, but I'm also not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue saying like I want to bring A-Knight. It's just that he can do it. He can do it better than a lot of other characters. He's not the best.
Speak of truth.
He's obviously not the best at doing it.
Flash of red.
Loading. Charging.
The scale of your soul has tilted. The balance needs to be restored.
Well, I would use a Soul Day. I would use a Soul Day, Getien, A-Knight, and like, you know, Vila.
Light that illuminates.
And that's what I would use.
Aim
Of course, assuming all these characters are P0. Not my Isolde. Bro, what are we even doing?
circuits functioning properly.
The moment of silence.
Charging.
Agreed.
Like, what are we...
I robot.
Like, this raid is so...
Benefit from reading.
Faraday's miracle.
Have I startled you? We share the same dream. I will remember your sacrifice. That was certainly a choice.
Circuits functioning properly.
To a brighter future for everyone.
Good.
Keep up the pace. Our victory comes in
That's
the tide
always
of
about-
blood.
I robot. Child of silence.
I guess Lucy did better than Joe at 37 at P0. Yes. There was more portraits because my 37 was P3 also. This team did much better.
I hope you like a splash of red.
Crazy, isn't it? Mhm.
I hope you like a splash of red.
Are you playing a game?
Mhm.
What kind of game is it?
Charging. Loading. Charging.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
The light that illuminates all.
I think I like
Do I use Marcus in this? Nah, I don't. I don't want to use
Target
Marcus.
confirmed. Aim and shoot.
It's just, it's just. I mean, it would be the same. I mean, it would be a similar team, I guess. I just wouldn't have. No, it would be the same team. Okay. So I never used a heal. Ever. I did 14 ults of Lucy. 10 ults here. 7 of the others. And she did 86% of the damage. E0. 1.33. I'll use Marcus later. All right, so now I want to do I want to do the same thing, but even worse.
time for treatment.
I feel like this is too much damage. This isn't even necessary. Oof.
Program activated.
Have I commented on R99 May revenue on stream? No, I haven't talked about it. What do I think about it? Bro, it brings such joy to my heart. 11 mil. They went up from 5.5 to 11, so they doubled it. Literally doubled it. I knew it would be good, but I didn't know it would be like that good.
Loading.
It was really amazing.
Charging.
Now global stay the same at 500,000. I don't know if it got Joe.
Aim and shoot.
I don't know if that got reported. I feel like it didn't, but like I don't know. Because I feel like a lot of people came back to the game. Like there's like I've noticed because like there's been a bit of people who've come back to my streams alone and been like, yo, I came back to the game, how is the game and everything like that, right? So like I've noticed it's made an impact like that way.
Charging. Loading. Target confirmed. Eliminate target. Faraday's miracle.
That was certainly
What
a
a
choice.
tragedy.
Circuit functioning properly.
I will remember your sacrifice. Agreed.
What a tragedy.
Circuit functioning properly.
Keep
Hey.
up the pace.
What are you doing?
Our blood will burn.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Robot. Child
What are you
assigned.
doing?
hope you like a splash of red. We share the same dream.
It is here. I can hear it.
Close
All
your
right, here we go.
It will all be over soon.
Yeah, oh, yes. Thank you, Triboli. So I had realized this because people were looking at the sensor tower for Wuthering Waves, and they're like, it made 11 million, which was crazy that global, like, mobily, CN made just as much as globally Wuthering Waves on the mobile phone. Like, I was like, whoa, we made as much as Wuthering Waves, but that's not counting PC. Like, that's not counting PC, that's not counting, like, anywhere else. So, like, we'd have to wait for the big report that has the actual revenue reported.
That was certainly a choice.
Charging.
Agreed.
You spend on PC because if I need to pay more taxes? Well, I play on the PC one, so, like, that's why I spend on PC.
Barrage.
Like, even for R99, like, my global revenue goes to the PC, you know? Alright, so Soldi's follow-up is going to be after this turn. And then she's going to take out those arms. Oh, is she not? Oh, she's not in her other status yet. That's why.
It is here. I can hear it. What a tragedy.
Circuits functioning properly. Robot, child of science.
I think the best about the revenues at R99 is not from a big gacha company or an old gacha or a fan service. Still managed to be in the 15 places all gachas. Yeah, it's really great. I see a character in 1.9, it just feels like my P0 Arts and Joe has no damage. What? Nah, man. It's just it just looks that way, bro. But it's not the case.
I hope you like a splash of red. Agreed.
Loading. Charging.
Some of these characters are just crazy.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon. Our blood will burn.
Faraday's miracle. Target confirmed.
Oh, there goes.
We share the same dream. I admire your courage.
Circuits functioning properly.
I can hear it.
To a brighter future for everyone.
Yeah, she's still busted. It's just that, like, it's funny. Like, when Joe came out, she was like, big DPS, yo, she's like used everywhere. But now, yo, Thomas Impact. But now, with new characters coming in, where it's like, oh, okay, well, now Joe feels like an option to use a lot of places. Like, instead of being like, yo, she's used everywhere, she's so crazy. Now there's like other crazy characters. There's Marcus, there's Winsong, there's Lucy, right? Like, now there's other options versus where it's like, she came out being the best. Now you have like Spathadia, who's the best beast character, right? You have Joe, who's the best mineral. You have Winsong, who's the best Star, you have Marcus, who's the best plant. I already said Marcus, didn't I? No. Yeah, I said all the elements. But then like Lucy is the best DPS for intellect, but also like high up there for just like blanket overall everything, like, which is what makes her really crazy. Also,
What a tragedy.
Charging. Loading. Charging.
Soffoca il sangue. Soffoca il sangue.
Aim and
I
shoot.
do so much damage. My highest damage is
The light that
my damage. My highest damage was only 12k with Tenet. Thomas Impact. How I deal so much damage? Your highest damage only 12k with Tenet. I'm playing in CN. I don't know if you're talking about CN, but I also have a high level account. I'm not really using Tenet. I haven't used Tenet in a long time.
I will remember your sacrifice.
I don't even know if I actually used Tenet. I might be lying.
I hope you like a splash of red.
circuits functioning properly.
Heart steel.
Tu peux la jeter maintenant. La charme d'opère.
Close your eyes.
I actually don't remember the last time I used it.
I, robot, child of science.
No, I've never used Tenet. Real question is how strong the future, bro. 2.0. Like, I have no idea what 2.0 is gonna be looking like, dog. Oh my.
Agreed.
What a tragedy.
Charging. Loading.
Our victory.
Right now your main team is Voyager, 37 Eternity, and Tenet. Tenet or Sotheby. When did you start playing, Thomas? When did you start playing the game? Yo, what's good, Darmaku?
Target confirmed.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten Kakanya, which is true. Kakanya's gonna be insane as well. Alright, well, we're triple S now.
We share the same dream. I will remember your sacrifice.
Circuits charging.
To a brighter future for everyone.
Well, you've been playing since launch?
Keep up the pace.
I, robot, child of science.
Eternity's not as strong now. You would pretty much replace Eternity. With the team that you're running, you could replace Eternity with Joe, the new limited character, honestly. Bro, what's crazy is 37 is probably looking at this team like, why am I not here? Like, she's really just like, yo, why was I not invited to the follow-up party? Why'd y'all leave me at home?
Flash of red.
I can hear it.
Don't y'all know about me?
Loading. Charging.
Just crying, bro. 37 was like, yo, why'd you leave me at home? Why didn't you take me? She's like, I thought y'all loved teams like this. Be like, nah, girl. Nah.
The light that illuminates all.
Alright, so gonna say something crazy. Low key, I'm not able, not even low key, high key. I'm not able to get the benefits of Similwise as much as I want, like, to have a crazier buff because we stay at full health. Like, we been at full health. And I get it, but like, jeez, bro.
Agreed.
Tu peux la jeter maintenant, la charme d'opère.
Not a professional player? Also fully free to play? No, I understand being fully free to play, but there's the new character Joe right now. Most people have saved up for that character. She's a limited character, and so a lot of people have gone for her because she's limited, and she's a very strong character. Does R99 still have those annoying puzzle events? 1.6 has stopped it. From 1.6 on, it's just the same way it's set up, where you just do battles with those characters. They stopped doing those events because people hated them.
I hope you like a splash of
Charging.
rain. Agreed.
I can hear it.
Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
Oh, I don't count 3 doors. 3 doors is a whole puzzle mode.
A little surprise.
Yeah, most of the puzzle content is in 3 doors. Like, I think they just made that whole mode for like, oh, you love this content? Well, hey, we didn't get rid of it. It's here for you.
We share the same dream. I admire your courage.
That was certainly a choice.
Yeah, let me do it this way.
Functioning properly.
To a brighter future for everyone.
3 doors is nice if you like puzzles, but it also gives a lot of free stuff. I have 3 gluttonies waiting in my 3 doors for my CN account. Like, if I use those, I could, you know, use those 3 gluttonies. But what have I not done? I have not done my 3 doors at all. Follow up. Follow up. And another follow up. Oh, wait. Another follow up.
What a tragedy.
Charging. Loading. Charging.
Soffoca il sangue.
I'm still at 99 out of 100 on Limbo. Darn right, Kino. Wait, hold on.
Eliminate target.
Did you please answer this?
Fair days.
Yeah, see? I thought I did. My bad. Yeah. It is worth coming back because the puzzle thing isn't there in global on the event stuff. 3 doors is the only reason to come back, but like there's another reason to come back. You get a free skin, you got the 6-month anniversary, limited characters coming out. They're gonna have a roguelike mode coming out soon.
Agreed.
That'll be for the event. A really fun mode. Lots of reason to come back there.
Circuit functioning properly.
Oh wait, hold on.
I hope
This
you like a
first,
splash of
then
rain.
this, then do this.
I can hear it.
Circuit functioning properly.
Close your eyes. It will
Do your account you only play till Tooth Fairy? Is it beneficial to continue or get an account with much more meta units? You didn't really... Well, you didn't really miss, like, a crazy amount. I mean, with having Tooth Fairy, you still have a really great healer. Because if you started over, you would just have an account without Tooth Fairy. Like, I guess you could think of it that way. Right? Like, if you started over, you would have an account without Tooth Fairy, and you still have all your beginner gems. And you could probably get, you could probably just restart the DPSs that you got with newer characters. Like, you could just get Windsong in 1.8, Marcus in 1.7, Isolde in 1.7, and then Lucy in 1.9, and just take all the gems that you save up from global. From starting a new account, but I don't know exactly how many gems you would get.
I will remember your sacrifice. What a tragedy.
Charging. Loading.
Keep up the pace.
But with having Tooth Fairy, like, you have a really great healer, you could still do the same exact thing and just save, and then just save, like, still.
Target confirmed.
I would keep it since you have Tooth Fairy, honestly. If you have a lot more than Tooth Fairy, then keep your account, bro. Lucky, what do you think about Wuthering Waves releasing Yinlin early? The only reason why I would say they would possibly be doing that is to keep up the excitement, because, like, I know, like, Tectone says, like, new characters isn't content, and a lot of people do, but to a lot of people, new characters is content. So there are people who've been playing like crazy, who are already account level 40, and I haven't been playing as much like as I need to, because, like, it's an open world game. I try to play it daily, but it's just hard logging in every day. But getting Yinlin gets people excited. They get their teams complete, and it'll probably keep up that initial hype, because, like, maybe GN, they weren't getting as much sales as they wanted. I feel like it's to get a little bit more money, because they know people are gonna want to go for Yinlin. Like, people are saving for Yinlin now. Or they re-rolled for GN, so therefore there is no character to pull. Like, because people were just re-rolling. Like, I feel like a lot of people got GN, or were trying to and couldn't, but, like, I don't know. I just personally feel like everyone got GN.
I hope you like a splash of red.
Circuits functioning properly.
I can hear it.
I will remember your sacrifice. Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
I, Robot, child of science.
No, you can't play old events.
For the good of all.
Jan sucks. No one pulled him. Actually, a lot of people pulled him, but it's okay. It's okay if you think that. But a lot of people pulled him, actually. Actually, no, I don't have to use it.
Agreed.
It is here. What a tragedy.
Loading.
Our blood will burn.
Tu peux la jeter maintenant. Lasciarlo per soffocare il sangue.
Like, a lot of people got GN. He man is crazy. There's like so many people. There's a lot of people in the Discord who got him, in the Withering Wave section. There's a lot of other content creators I know who got him, or were pulling for him. A lot of people got him, especially when you could reroll for him. There were so many pulls for his banner. Havoc Rover is cool, but like she's just EMC. As soon as Yinlin comes out, people are gonna like, of course, pair Yinlin with her. But then once another like DPS comes out, then people are gonna be like, like just as new characters come out, like MC is cool, but to me, MC is cool like more or less for free-to-play players, because once a new character comes out, you're dropping the MC. Like if you see a new character, regardless of how strong it is or not, you're just gonna want to use the new character. If you don't want to use the new character, then you're just choosing not to.
Eliminate target.
You play lots of games. Do you know any other games that have characters that go to the general pool? Blue Archive, Artery Gear did it. Epic 7. Their RGB characters go. God, I'm drawing a blank now, but like there's so many games. There's a lot. There's a lot.
We share the same dream. I hope you like a splash of
Circuit
red.
functioning properly. Loading.
To a brighter future for everyone. Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
I, robot.
Well, the thing is that even if Havoc, well, here's my thing with Havoc Rover. I know she's strong, but I don't like the way she plays. I don't like her attacks, and I like Gian more. So like I had said before, I play the characters that I like. So like that's why I'm not wailing in the game. So
Agreed.
I'm also not I'm not creating content for the game. But like I like Kalcharo and Gian way more than Havoc Rover. So like that's my thing. Even if she is stronger, she doesn't look as cool, nearly as cool.
Very well.
Soffoca il sangue.
Brown Dust 2 does it when the banner ends characters. Okay, Brown Dust 2. I know that Outer Worlds did it. Not Outer Plane. I said Outer Worlds. That is a console game. Outer Plane. Epic 7's game. Well, a Smilegate's game. God, there's so many. It's just like the big dragon? No, like GN just looks cool. GN just looks cool, man. It's just a cooler looking character. I've never, like, not many games have I ever been in love with, like, using the MC. But, like, to me, if I were more free to play, I probably would. But, like, if I could just get another character,
I will remember.
I'm just gonna get another character. It just so happened that the character I liked was the first one, and so now I can save for somebody cooler.
At scale.
I, robot. Child of science.
What did you put that in? I didn't know what that was because it was the wrong container. I was like, what are you walking around with? Limbus Company lets you shard most new characters. You don't even need to use summons.
Eliminate target.
Bro, people love their Limbus Company. I just couldn't get into the game.
I hope you like a splash of red.
Circuit functioning properly. Loading.
Agreed. Close your eyes. It will all be over soon.
I played Honkai Star Rail over the weekend. Like, I still enjoy it. It's just an expensive game, just like any Hoyo game. I mean, Wuthering Waves can be expensive too in the long run. It just doesn't feel as much now because they gave us so many characters. Like, when I started playing Genshin, I just didn't have as crazy of a start. Like, with Wuthering, I have a crazier start. I just don't play like those type of gachas as much anymore because it's like a sit down and like, all right, let's sit down and play this gacha. Like, I don't really do that with a lot of my gachas anymore.
I can hear it.
That was certainly a choice.
Charging.
Because that one is like, of course you don't have to use a controller, but it's a mouse and keyboard or controller type game. And then I'm like, well, I'd rather play a console game. Like, you know, sometimes I might, like, I'm just like, I'd rather play a console game. Like, I've been playing, like, I'll either play, like, Remnant 2, or I was playing Diablo 4 with some buddies, because the Season 4 is really amazing right now. Or, like, I've been playing some games with my wife. Like, there's just other games to play. Can't get that crit buff.
Circuits functioning properly.
We share the same dream.
Charging. Loading.
UA is a better rate. Not by a lot, but it is better. It matters. You know, I'm impressed everyone like Karuk after Wuwa. I hope PGR gets some light from... I don't know if... because, like, I feel like it's going to do, like, what Hoyo... happened to Hoyo, where, like, no one cares about Honkai Impact 3rd at all. Well, I don't know a single character here. These are all 1.7 and beyond. I apologize. Yeah, I took 6 off. These are all 1.7 beyond. That is crazy. I'm not using a single old character. I just thought about that. This is the last turn. Wow. Okay.
It is here.
I hope you like a splash of red. That was certainly a choice.
I can hear it.
Tu peux l'ajouter maintenant. La charme d'opère. Close your eyes. It will all be
Yeah, we broke 1.6. So we went from 1.3 to 1.6 by adding a soldier. Ooh, that damage reduction, bro. We are at 28 stacks. Oh my god. It gets a little rough up here. It gets a little rough. 1.61. Look at that, bro. Lucy just kept doing so much damage. I don't even want to know. But this always happens with Isolde. Isolde makes the other characters do so much damage when they're a DPS. This happened with Joe. Joe did, like, at P0 did more than Isolde. Like, it's so odd. But, like, Lucy just, I mean, bro. She just does so much. But I was also focusing on her incantations. But, like, I mean, passively, Isolde did 800,000. Passively, Simawise did, at P1, 355,000. Like, it's wild. Isolde or Marcus is a must pull. I put Isolde over Marcus. Bro, she did 2.4 million damage. She did 85, like she did 80% difference with 6 being here. Because Isolde just like really helped out. Oh man. When those portraits start going into Lucy, guys, that is gonna be a nasty raid. And yes, Tinley, I will portray my Lucy. I know you don't want me to, and I know it's completely unnecessary at this point, but it will happen. It's a good stopping board for a Isolde P0. Everything else just makes her a better sub DPS. Like, it just ups her damage. P0 is a good stopping point. You don't have to P5 him. I just like the character. She's one of my favorite characters. I really like her color scheme. I like purple. I don't object portraying Lucy, though. Okay. Marcus needs to be P5? No. Marcus is great. P5 and does a lot of damage, but, like, the same thing could be said about P5ing a Winsong, P5ing a Lucy, P5ing, like, any of these other characters. Like, they would just, like, you know, end up being, like, showing more than Marcus in certain setups. Like, you know? Oh, I mean, like, I'm not really a Marcus fan. I just have Marcus. Like, I'm not really crazy about Marcus's design. She doesn't scream exciting. Like, just saying. I could say that. She doesn't scream anything exciting. P5 Lucy is overkill? Yeah, it is. But we have it. Mine is just P0. All of that damage was P0, by the way. Yeah, for those of you who are new to the stream, that was all P0 Lucy. We haven't portrayed her. But I thought my Ezra was P5. Nah, he's just P4. Is P3 a good stopping point for Vila? It's the best stopping point. It gives her 40% crit rate and crit damage for every character. Like, P2 and P4 increases the I think it's the bonus she gets from Rusalka. Yeah, it increases that rate to be higher. So it takes it up like 30%. Like, so from 50 it goes to 80. So like the higher the level of the incantation that Humana was talking about, it increases this. Like, so having a P4 one just gives you like crazy base damage on your characters. But in terms of a crit rate, crit damage support, P3s is still a better stop because this is 40%. And for magic characters, it ends up being I think 50%, something like that. Yeah, P5 gives you the extra turn of the ult. So you get 4 turns. Which, it does, if you're giving Vila her Moxie pass, that's 4 turns of Eureka Moxie. If you're giving it to her, like, it gives, like, without even trying, you just end up having ult, right? So you can pretty much, without using a lot of AP, guarantee her ult. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just gives it easy. Even when you're using the buff for her, if you use your buff like 1 to 2 times, like, I think it's you have to use 1 heal and 1 buff, you can get the ult too. Like, you end up having to use less AP to where she's like AP heavy. If you just give her the Eureka, then now, I mean, if you give her the buff, now she's not using as much AP at all. But that's P5. I'm not saying for anyone to P5 the character. At P0, you could still, like, help guarantee that she gets her ult and have a good, like, you know. Get him out. Spath versus Winsong? Spath is amazing, but it's Winsong. Like, come on. Like, Winsong's just too strong, bro. She's way too strong. But we've been streaming for long enough, guys. It's 3 hours, 40 minutes. I'm gonna go. We did the new raid. We talked about stuff. I think I formulated some R99 PvP ideas. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. We'll be live tomorrow. And I will be doing some roguelike stuff and doing some other stuff with 1.6. So join the Discord if you're not in the Discord. It's down in the description. Hit up the other guys. Like I said, sub to the channel. But anyways, you lucky gamers, have a good one. Lucky Lux out.